If you're looking for a step-by-step guide on how you can generate leads in your business every single day, make sure you watch this video to the end because I'm going to show you the top 2 tools that I use and I'm going to go into detail on how I use it in my real estate wholesaling business every day. Let's jump into my computer now. Alright, so now that we're in my computer, just to give you a rough overview of what we did in the previous video, because this is a 2-part series, I pretty much created a list inside of PropStream. I exported that list. I cleaned the list up and prepped it to get imported into REI SIF. And then I made sure that the list that I imported into REI SIF was actually clean and I could skip trace it at that point. And now that it's skip traced, we import it back into REI SIF. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you after that process is completed how I export the records out of REI SIF and how I market to the data using my top 2 tools. If you want to see that other video on how I get started in any market across the country, please feel free to check it out. It'll be linked in the description. So now that we in REI SIF, what I did was I went in and you want to change it to numbers, yes, because the records that came back with phone numbers, those are the ones you want to market to. And since we're sending ringless voicemails and text messages, we want to make sure that we only export mobile numbers. Then we're going to go to property status and make sure that we don't include any records that have property status, such as lost deal, not interested, whatever the case may be. We don't want that to be included in the list. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to export the top 10 records. I'm going to go to export. And I'm just going to export the data. I'm going to name it YouTube Test 1. So I'm exporting the first 10 records. Here we are. We have the records. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean the list up and get it ready to upload into REI Reply. So now it's cleaned up, but I know you probably see that we have the names in multiple times. With REI Reply, you will have to put all the phone numbers in one row if you want to market to each numbers at the same time. Yeah, I know it may be a little tedious, but it doesn't take long at all. You just have to clean up the Excel spreadsheet this way, but believe it or not, it's not a hard thing to do. So now that we have all the numbers in one column, we have everything organized and ready to go, I'm just going to save it as YouTube Tests 1, and then it's already a CSV, so I'm going to save it to my desktop. And now let's head into REI Reply. So now we're in REI Reply, and just to show you, this is where you will see every time you log in. So the very first thing that we need to do to get this new list in is go to contacts, go to import contacts, go to upload a file, and we will go to YouTube Test 1. We got the first name match, we got the last name match. Now we need to match property address with address. If you're enjoying this video so far, please hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, because that's going to help YouTube push this out to a larger audience, and it's just going to help out a lot of people if they're trying to get started wholesaling real estate. Now let's get back into the video. Property city with city, property state with state, postal code with property zip code. We're now going to import the property county, and then phone 1. And like I said, with the phone 1 situation, you can import phone 2 and phone 3, but what you will have to do is, if you wanted to leave it in those individual rows, whenever you figure out that that particular number is bad, you have to manually go in and put the phone 2 in place of phone 1 so that number can be marketed to. So I just prefer to put them all in one row and market to the data that way. So now you got to make sure if you have any rows that is not mapped, you need to go down here and click Don't Import Data in Unmatched Columns. So now you can go to Next, go to Advanced, add new contact record, and I'm just going to name this YouTube Test, which is a new tag, Test 1. Then we just click Submit. Then we go to click here. The import is completed. So now what we would do, we would go into contacts. I'm going to go to my filters. I'm going to go to tags, and tags is, which is already highlighted. And we're going to select tags, and it's going to be called YouTube Test. I'm going to click Apply. And as you can see, we have 20 records. I know we said we imported 10, but remember we duplicated the records So now we have 20. So in order to start marketing to this data, we will go into add campaign / workflow. And I run all my campaigns through a workflow. So my workflow that I'm going to put this campaign in is SMS and RVM A01 to A24. And I'm going to drip this campaign. And so it's going to be add in drip mode. We're going to have a start date. Let's say I want to start it on Monday. And I want it to start at 9 a.m. on Monday. So when it drips, we wanted to drip 3 messages to 3 of the potential prospects every 1 minute until it's done. So that's pretty much how you set it up. I'm not going to save the campaign, but at that point, you just add the campaign / workflow. And then on Monday, August the 8th, it's going to send 3 messages per 1 minute. So 3 messages per minute until it hits all 20 numbers. So that would only take a few minutes. But I'm not going to save it, but I just wanted to show you how it actually works. So just to give you a little brief overview of REI Reply, I know I talked about it a lot. I told you that it's only 0.0075 cents to send messages. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into automations and I'm going to take you to that particular campaign. So SMS and RVM A01 to A24. So as you can see, I have messages scheduled. So whenever the 3 messages go out per 1 minute, it's going to get this message first, and then it's going to add a tag to let me know that this person received 1 message from me, and then it's going to wait 4 days before it sends another message. That's not all. You are going to have people that respond, so you can actually click into it and see what the messages are. But that's not it. Whenever they start responding, you see I have a folder that says SMS response workflow. So these are the responses that I normally receive. So I'm going to just show you when someone, if you work a 9 to 5, this is perfect, because whenever you have somebody that says wrong number, I'm just going to show you this to give you a little understanding of how it works. If they say I don't own that, wrong person, wrong number, don't own it, wrong person, you see the different responses. These are keywords that I have set inside of REI Reply, which will automatically set this tag. It's going to add a tag that says wrong numbers, and it's going to add the reply tag. But not only that, I have campaigns that work alongside with the workflows to where that particular person will go into the wrong number campaign, which it says wrong number, ask if relative. So while I'm at work, if I can't respond to a person that says wrong number, it's going to put them into wrong number, ask if relative campaign, and it's going to say, I'm sorry for the mix-up. Do you know, or are you a relative of such and such that owns such and such? So you see, it's doing this for me so I won't miss out on seeing if this is a relative of the person. But that's just a brief overview. And then also I'm going to show you one more thing. For the people that's not interested in selling at this time, I have a tag set for that as well too. So whenever somebody tell me they're not interested in selling, it automatically puts them in this campaign that will follow up with that particular seller for 2 years. And as you can see, I have a good bit of people in there right now that this campaign is automatically following up with. And it follow up with them every 90 days. That is just a brief overview of how REI Reply works. You can have it set up to where you have REI Reply automatically following up with the sellers that say they're not interested at this time, but they may be interested in the future. You can create a campaign for that. You can have it set up to when somebody says, hey, you have the wrong number, they'll go into a campaign and it automatically responds for you if you don't have the time to do it while you're at work. If you want a more detailed video on this, please leave a comment down below and I can go more in detail about it. But now I'm about to show you how I market to the next set of data. And I'm going to use the same Excel spreadsheet, but I just want you to imagine that it actually has landlines and mobile numbers in it. And I'm going to show you how I import it into CallTools. So now that we're back into my computer, I'm going to show you how I export into CallTools. First off, you got to have buckets set up for CallTools. And you got to have these IDs, the IDs that you see here. And I'm going to blur this out because I don't know if, if there's any way that my stuff can be affected by showing it online. but I have the bucket IDs here. And since I have the $99 REI SIF package, I can easily, without exporting an Excel spreadsheet out of REI SIF, I can just go into REI SIF and I can go to send to, and I can go to dollars, and I go to predictive dollar, and I can send the CallTools version 2. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna export all these numbers. Whenever I'm sending the CallTools, I wanna call every single number I have. Even if I'm just marketing to the mobile numbers in REI Reply, I'm gonna market to these mobile numbers inside of CallTools as well too, because you're able to get in contact with the seller as soon as they connect with you on the line. So let's say that the bucket ID number is 1111. I know you see I have it blurred out. So what we would do, we would come in and put in 1111, and then we would go to the next step, which is there. Then we would go to review, and then it would send the contacts over to CallTools. And in this particular bucket, you will see that it starts increasing. Once it starts increasing, your numbers and your contacts are inside of CallTools, and then you have to go to the campaigns page. And like I said, I'm not really going to go into detail about that, but they have very detailed videos inside of CallTools, and you can schedule a call with CallTools, and they'll get on the live stream and they'll show you how to properly set up CallTools to make calls. But REI SIF makes it very easy because you can just import it into your buckets, and then you create your campaign, set up your settings inside of CallTools, and then you just transfer the stuff using the tags into your CallTools campaign, and then you're all set to go. You're ready to dial. So basically, this is how I market to my data, and this is how I generate leads in my business every single day. And you should definitely do the same, especially if you're just starting out. And this is one of the cheapest ways to get started. Now, if you haven't seen the first video, which is the intro to this series, please go back and check it out here, and I'll see you next time.